Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am Joanne, the Learner Lawyer. I am just doing a very quick live just before because my last exam's about to become, as I say, live. So the exams that I have are classed as open book exams. You get a scenario, and then you have to, set cases up. You have to, quote cases, quote statutory law, and all of that sort of stuff. So yeah, it might be open book, but it doesn't make it an easy exam. It's averaging about 5 hours for each one by the time you work through the scenarios. My criminal law exam, for example, had me going through lots of legislations. So yeah, it's nearly a day. So I think the exam's due to drop at 9. So I thought I'd come in just before we started and talk about this, and then I can get on with my day, and you can get on with your day. Hello, Joanne. How are you all? So I woke up this morning to discover that there has been a motion to dismiss filed by Chrisley. Now, remember, there have been some manic posting going on the last few days, and suddenly it stopped, and we were back onto Duggar, and we're back onto Duggar content, and we're back onto 7M content. Why? Well, I'm going to take a guess that it was pointed out to somebody that the case is still active and they are not helping their case. So let's have a look at this. This was filed on the 13th. So this was filed, was this Sunday night? Was it Monday? So today's the 15th. It was filed Monday. So it was filed Monday at 4:21 p.m. So this is after all of that manic tweeting, all of those manic posts have gone on. And in my opinion, she's done herself no favour. So it's plaintiff's notice of motion and motion to dismiss counterclaims. So it says to defendants Catherine Matsky-Polson and Without Crystal Ball, by and through their counsel of record, Graham M. Martin. Please take note that the plaintiff will move the court for an order granting his motion to dismiss counterclaims at a time to be scheduled by the court's earliest convenience. Plaintiff's motion is made pursuant to Minnesota Rule of Civil Procedure 12.02e. The basis for this motion is that the defendants have failed to state a claim upon which relief may be granted. This motion will be based upon the files, affidavits, and exhibits and a memorandum of law, which shall be filed in accordance with Minnesota R. General P. 115, dated the 13th of June. What does that mean? It means get the popcorn ready, buckle up your seatbelt, because there's more coming. This is just a record to say that they would like the court to set a date to have a discussion about this notice to dismiss the counterclaims at the convenience, and that they have a whole pile of affidavits, exhibits, and everything else that can be filed to back up their claim. Remember, who was it that said that because somebody was convicted, they couldn't do anything? They were untouchable? Well, this has just put said person on notice that they aren't going away. The motion to dismiss is, it's probably standard. And I think the fact that there has been a lot of stuff going on the last few days with all the posting, I could probably, be assured that they could possibly, that they may make an appearance. I know for a fact that I would make them appear. They would form a big part of my motion to dismiss. To say, well, look, this is what's happened. They went on this rampage of tweeting, and they've not stopped. So, what do you reckon? Is it going to slow her down? Has it slowed her down? Has she learnt anything? I don't know. What do you think? It's a big question mark, isn't it? Big question mark. Do you think that any of that stuff will have helped her? All of that manic tweeting and manic posting? Because I don't think it has. I don't think any of it has. You know, we've seen in the even in the articles from the other outlets or from the real media about balance reports, because the insiders article, I found it to be a total bore. It was too long, in my opinion, but it gave a balanced view. And one of the things you have to do when you report is that you have to give a balanced view. So my balanced view is emotion. It is back to nothing posted today, just tumbleweeds. Well, see, that's the thing. I'd say that there's been a phone call. I reckon there's been a phone call. Suffer in your jocks, KJ. Yeah, exactly. Plan to create. Suffer in your jocks. Hello, plan to create. Because emotion to dismiss is nothing to get excited about. It's usually, it's what's filed. That's what KJ filed against 7M. That's what KJ's filed. She withdrew her motion to dismiss for Chrisley. So, it's nothing to get excited about. But the fact that he did it, the fact it's been done since Todd Chrisley's been convicted, and she thought she was untouchable because he was convicted, tells you, I think, about that. And as I said, don't be surprised if we don't see all of her manic tweeting coming back to bite her on the bottom. I don't know why you would even do that, knowing that you have an active case. I just think it was very premature and problematic. So there's no court date there's been no date allocated for that yet, but there is a date we know that there's a date set for the 20th of July. So there's a date set for the 20th of July, 1:30. We know that. So whether there becomes another date or whether they're going to allocate that date for the motion to dismiss, I don't know. Because there was a motion hearing on the 7th of, on the 20th of July. So it's a case of just sitting back, I guess, and waiting and seeing what happens. But yeah, it's so definitely interesting to see what happens. And remember, she already had an extension on to file stuff. She's had the Chrisley side has been more than willing. She thinks she's untouchable and never takes any accountability unless forced to by lawyers. Yes. Well, I'd actually like to see a retraction, actually. The quickest way she could make this better is to actually retract and apologise for her manic tweeting. Because we know that a remedy, particularly for defamation, well, as I said, in Australia, a remedy for defamation is apology. And she would be best to do it before being forced to by the court. How embarrassing will it be if the judge says you actually have to make a public apology? Where if you are proactive and you make the apology, that goes a long way. That makes it look better for you, if we're talking about making it better. So, yeah. But no, he can he can still do stuff from behind home detention. Sometimes I would like to have home detention. That's home detention. Yeah, well, I mean, we sort of did have home detention for all that time, didn't we? Under COVID, we were stuck at home. I must be one of the few people that really enjoyed it. I really liked it. I just liked the ease of it. I know lots of people hated it, but I really enjoyed it. So, but look, and even the way that she's interpreted what was said in the podcasts, I think are also problematic, because I enjoyed it too. Is this Plan to Create? Yeah, I did too. Actually, I have to go get my flu vax before the end of the month, because it's free in Australia before the end of the month. It's a really horrible, wet, cold day. Oh, it's cold. It hasn't rained yet. It's very windy in Melbourne today, and it's cold. I'm going to put my dressing gown on, I think, and yeah, so I've got to, as I said, it's only going to be short because I've got my exam coming. I think it starts at 1, I think it opens up at 1 o'clock, so it's contract law today. I've done my torts. I've done my criminal law. So it's contract today. So, yeah. I just, the other thing is, in the Barilaro Google case, Barilaro has made his submissions for costs. So now Google gets to respond to that. So I'm assuming that Barilaro is asking for all of his costs to be paid. Google will have to decide on that. I don't know how they're going to go. But as was pointed out, because Google is actually based in the US, they may be able to not pay a cent and hide behind US law, because Australian courts don't have it would be very interesting to see where the jurisdiction is within an overseas company and an Australian court, because it on the face of it would look like that they have no power to, the Australian courts have no power to force an international company or a US-based company to pay costs, because to do that, they're protected by the US Constitution. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. However, with Chrisley and Without a Crystal Ball, 2 US companies, or they're both based in the US. But yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see what comes about this. But I think we know why the topic changed, because to just change gears from going Chrisley, and then we're back onto Duggars, then we're back onto 7M, and then we're back onto Duggars, and then we're back on, we're not mentioning Chrisley, then, that sort of tells you something. So I just think, I think she got a phone call. I think she's been told she's got to stop. And it's also why, despite what she says, she's not doing any lives, because I believe from the people that attended the hearing that it was pointed out that she tends to drink on her Instagram lives and get drunk, and that's when she does a lot of her defamatory comments. So I would imagine that she's been banned from doing Instagram lives. So it's got nothing to do with anxiety. She's been ordered by her attorneys, allegedly, because I don't know. But if I was her lawyer, I would not be very happy. I would not be very happy with the last few days of posting. And to me, I would be trying to calm the Chrisley beast, because I reckon I reckon she's given him enough ammunition. And his kids have got money and could easily pay for the legal costs until their appeal's been sorted. As I said, I think that he may get off on appeal, and then that's even going to be more problematic, because when she says I was right, I was right, I was right, if they get off on appeal, then she was wrong. Then she was wrong. So it's and it's everybody's right to appeal. Josh Duggar's going to appeal because why? That is their right. They have that right in Australia as well. Everybody is entitled to it. Whether it's right or wrong, one thing I've learned about the law is often you have to take your own biases out of it, and you've got to look at it purely as a legal perspective. And there are some cases that are very, very emotive. But when you take yourself and you look at it purely based on the facts of the case, you would say, yep, there is a right to appeal. So, which is, as I said, which is his right. They're right. But yeah. Anyway, I've got 4 minutes to go. So I'm just like babbling on here because I'm just trying to distract myself for a little bit. So I hope you all have a good day or night or whatever. But look, I'm interested to hear what you think. In the comments below, hit like and subscribe. That would be great if you could do that. Hopefully from next week, I'm free for about a month. I have no uni for a month. I'm on mid-semester break. Next week, I've got my my diary is empty. So you may see me quite a bit. You may see me quite a bit next week because I'm bored. So good luck with that, eh? I think I have an appointment with my daughter though, for a follow-up. But anyway. But look, I'll keep an eye on everything that's going on. If I need to, I'll post a quick video with updates. But look, if you hit subscribe and ring my bell, then you can be up to date with everything. And as soon as I got news on something, I'll let you know. There's a couple of other interesting cases in the Australian courts at the moment. There is an Australian barrister suing the Channel 9 network and A Current Affair over stories they did about her dog. So she's suing them for defamation. I know it's over a dog, so I don't know. So there's some interesting things happening in the courts at the moment, but yeah, Australian courts. But defamation definitely is really, really big, and there's a few jobs around at the moment for all students to do paralegal work. So I'm probably going to look at doing that as well. And you get to be mentored by an internship. I'm looking at maybe an internship with one of the top law firms in Melbourne just to get some experience and being mentored by a couple of the top law firms. So that way, hit the ground running. But anyway, enough babbling from me. I will bid you all farewell. Thank you all for tuning in. If you're the replay crew, thank you for watching. I'm sorry, this is just really short. I'm sorry, there's a lot of babbling, but I have to go. And I'll catch you again next time. Bye for now.